everyone, I'm Donald Sutton.
Hey, my name is Casey Scarborough.
And it's wonderful to see you guys back. I hope you're happy to see us back too. It's been about a week since we've last been on. This is going to be another one of our special co-host days where it's Casey and I to start with. Then we'll go to Wayne Alley and Wayne Alley and Kim Best. I was about to say Barbara Arnston. Barbara Arnston is my mentor during the summer internship. That's probably why I was thinking that. But Wayne Alley and Kim Best, and they'll do some interviews, and then we'll come back to us, and then we'll wrap up the show, and then you'll wait another week to see us. But you can always see, the normal hosts during the week, the actual Monday through Thursday. So don't worry about that, just in case you're getting a bit too much of us. It's only the second time, though. I don't think they are. Are you? No.
Hopefully not. You had mentioned your summer intern. Speaking of summer's about to wrap up in a couple weeks. I hope you guys are enjoying your last bit of bright sunshine and daisy. You can wear sleeveless tops for girls and guys and shorts, and make sure you wear sunscreen, because I'm going to tell you, this summer has been brutal for me. I've got sunburnt so many times. I probably have ridiculous tan lines that hopefully you guys can't see at home right now. But yeah, actually at one of our theater experiences that we had with the show, they gave out what was called brown bag awards at the end, and it was just funny stuff, that they had picked on you that you had done throughout the show. And my brown bag award was I don't know how to put on sunscreen award. Even though I told them I put on sunscreen, the sun just melted it away.
No. Yeah, that's a good story between you and me. And you know what rhymes with you and me? UV. And UV rays are a big thing that I had to do one cheesy segue. Even though we're already on the subject, I wanted to say that. Oh, I so hardly did. And I did it. But yeah, please wear some sunscreen in the last few months of summer. And at any time. Because, sometimes the clouds be over the sun and you think, oh, it's not sunny out. You can still get burnt. It's happened to us plenty of times. Funny story about sunburn. I'm just thinking of it now. I went with my friends, Devin Hall and Garrett Pyle. I went with them, we were in middle school, we went to the beach one time. And, there's this kind of like clay-like sand at some beaches. So they thought it would be funny to put it on my back. And they wrote out, "Give me a call," and then we put Garrett, my friend, we put his home phone number. So it was "Give me a call," Garrett's home number. We walked down the beach 2.5 miles, maybe 3 miles, with that on my back, and 2.5, maybe 3 all the way back. I went to gym the next day, middle school gym. We were in the locker room, and I hear kids behind me start snickering. I don't know why. I'm a chubby kid in the first place. They snicker sometimes. But this is different snickering. So I turn around, and they say, "Donald, what's on your back?" And I say, "That's a good question. Why don't you tell me?" And the name, the words, and everything. "Give me a call," Garrett's home phone number. That was sunburnt into my back. It stayed there for 2 weeks. Best part of the story, he never got a call, so he never got harassed. I guess no one really wanted to give a 17-year-old chubby kid a call. I don't understand why. That's not a sad story. That's a funny story.
That's what friends are for, right? Playing jokes and pranks on you all the time.
Oh, I told him to do it. It's not a prank if I say.
Either way, speaking of going to the beach and stuff, I hope some of you have taken some trips to the beach this summer, and if not, even though it might be coming up soon, fall, and then eventually winter, the beach is still beautiful during those times, and it's not as packed, it's not as crazy, and the waves are just gorgeous. You might not want to touch them, because personally, for me, even right now in the summer, they're still a little cold to get into, but...
It's really good fishing, too. I love going out and fishing. There are some days I can just throw a rod out and not catch anything and just be happy that I've been there relaxing and just sitting there and looking at the water just go back and forth. And it's just a great, great way to pass time. I love doing it. I make sure to make time every time we go out to the beach. We go out to Atlantic Beach a lot, and not a lot. Let me take that back. Comparatively to other beaches, a lot. And I love just grabbing my rods at home, going out, buying a little bit of minnows, some shrimp, and just throwing it out. It's a great time.
And go figure, I'm the typical girl that doesn't want to touch a fish. So
she's not, and it's funny. Ugh, it is really funny watching her with a fish. But we're going to give you guys over to Wayne Alley and Kim Best, and there you have some really great interviews coming for you. All right.
Our guest today is Barrett Parker. Barrett is with the Wayne County Humane Society.
Yes.
Barrett, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Wayne.
Appreciate
Thanks for having
you coming
me.
in. Now, for anyone who's not familiar with, and I don't know who in the world that would be, but there has to be someone who doesn't know what the Humane Society is or does.
Yes.
What is you and what does you do?
Good question.
Okay.
Because there are always a lot of questions about the Humane Society. Wayne County Humane Society started in 1963. It is a group of volunteers. What we do in the community is humane education and volunteer work for animals and families here in the community that might need assistance with spaying and neutering of their animals. We also have a pet food pantry for those families that qualify. We currently assist 80 families in the county.
Wow.
And we also do some education in the schools. So fundraising that we do supports our programs that I've just mentioned. In 1994 or 1993, they revamped and created a board of directors, and that is the bylaws and the format that we follow today.
So the organization as it is now is 20 years old.
Yes.
And even before that, I'm sure. But
Right.
that's wonderful. So you mentioned a pet food pantry. How does that work? Where do you get funding for that?
The funding for the food pantry comes from donations. Many times groups in the community are asking how they can help, and they may do a food drive. We actually get money every month from individuals or corporations or businesses that say put this towards food pantry to help those families. We also have some businesses that if a bag of food is busted that they may carry on their shelf, they call us and save that for us. So we have a lot of good support in the community for our food pantry. Families do have to fill out an application and provide proof of income and meet our parameters for income to be able to receive this assistance, the same as our spay-neuter program.
And as with most organizations, I'm sure there's some misconceptions about the Humane Society. What would you consider to be the biggest misconception about Humane Society?
The biggest misconception here in our county is that the Wayne County Humane Society has an animal shelter. And we do not. We do not have a facility. Again, we're a volunteer group. We do work closely with Wayne County Animal Education and Adoption Center here in the community, and we work very closely with them. Many of our volunteers volunteer there, and we do our approval clinics for spay, neuter, and food pantry there at the animal center. So we work closely together, but we do not have a facility. When we receive those types of calls for a lost animal or found or etc., we refer them to the animal center.
You just don't have the personnel or the place to handle that sort of thing. And I do know you work closely with Vicki Falconer and Frida and everyone there at the Animal Adoption and Education Center.
We do.
And they do a wonderful job out there.
Great job they do.
Yes. So we've got a big event coming up. When is this?
September 28th.
Oh boy.
Called Bark in the Burrow.
Bark in the Burrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Old Waynesboro Park is how we created the name. We've had a dog walk several years now out in Pikeville. It's been a good fundraiser, but we this year thought, how could we maybe attract more people? The Old Waynesboro Park has many things to offer. Pikeville does as well, but just with the facilities and the trails already established that many people in the community already walk their dogs there.
That's true.
It was a good place to go and explore and ask them, and they are so excited to be having us come out and have been great to work with. So we'll be using one of the main trails for the walk, and then around the pavilion and in the main part of the park will be our vendors that it will be set up.
Vendors. You have vendors.
We do.
Tell me about
a great
the vendors.
list, and it's growing, so I won't be able to mention everyone.
Okay.
But so far, we have Brooklyn Pizzeria.
Oh, dogs love pizza.
Yes, dogs love pizza.
Well, I know I do, and I'm a dog. Okay.
Krispy Kreme will have coffee and donuts.
Oh, woof.
The Ice Storm will have ice cream and hot dogs.
I love the Ice Storm.
We will also have drinks provided by Pepsi.
Wonderful.
Other type vendors will have dog treats, leashes, collars, groups that make those types of items. We'll have face painting done by the Eastern Wayne High School Key Club.
Oh boy.
We're also going to have rescue groups, dog rescue groups with animals there for adoption. So far I have Great Dane Rescue coming, Carolina Boxer Rescue coming. Wolf, welfare of our furry friends here in Wayne County, will be coming with some animals. The center is having a rabies clinic. We will be offering a Wayne County rabies clinic, which the citizens here are familiar with. We do several times a year for $10 a rabies shot. They will also be offering that. So the staff from the animal center may be tied up with giving shots, but we're hoping they'll bring out some dogs as well for adoption.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yes.
That is a great idea. So the trails will be marked, I'm sure.
Yes, we're going to pick one main one to have marked for the walk. There is a fee if you want to participate in the walk.
Okay, what is the fee?
And that is, for an individual, $20 fee or donation. What that gives them, that would be a goodie bag, a t-shirt, and a 1-year membership to the Wayne County Humane Society.
Wonderful.
A family, a group of 2 or 3 from the same family will only be a $25 donation.
Okay.
Any groups such as Boy Scouts that are coming out with more than a couple, we'll charge them $10 each to participate.
Wonderful.
So it's going to be a great day. And you can come and not do the walk, but actually walk around and see the vendors and participate in the other activities going on. And talk to folks about their businesses there. And all the buildings at the park, the historical buildings, will be open for the public to go in. Well, I will mention we are pretty famous for our holiday photos with Santa at the Pet Supply Plus store. We're going to be offering photos as well for $10. The backdrop is being picked out now from our photographers, but we will probably choose one of the historical buildings to have the pictures made in front of, and we'll be able to print right there and give them the photo taken out at the park. So we're excited about that.
It's another $10 donation. You get that photograph right there.
Then.
Wow.
That's right. And again, we hope they'll come out at Christmas and support us, but it'll be a nice fall setting, something different. We're excited to be able to offer that as well.
This is exciting, and there's a lot of people involved here with all these vendors you have lined up, and still more vendors coming. If someone is interested in participating and sponsoring, is it too late for them to become a part of this?
Not too late at all.
How would they become a part of this?
They can go to our website. It's www.goldsborohumanesociety.org. On that, click on events, and you can print an application and mail it into our P.O. box that everything's listed. You can also call 919-922-4312, and we'll make sure the form is sent to you if you cannot access it online.
Okay, wow, that's certainly easy. So if you're a business person or an individual who wants to become a sponsor, you're more than happy to go to GOLDSBOROhumanesociety.org and click on events, and then print out an application, and there you go.
Great.
All right, so what would the telephone number be if someone had a question, or if they just have a question?
For general information, great. It's 919-922-4312.
Okay, 922-4312.
Yes.
Okay, now that's GOLDSBOROhumanesociety.org, and it is, as you can see right here, Bark in the Borough. The Key Club is involved here.
Yes, at Eastern Wayne High School.
I think that is
just
great.
They're going to do face painting and then assist us with other things that we might need. So we're thrilled to have the Key Club from Eastern Wayne coming out.
You have somebody from all over the county coming
in. We do,
Yeah,
and it's growing, like I said before. So please, if anyone's interested, contact us. There's a spot for you. The park is huge. We hope to fill it up. And just to have a great attendance and support the animals here in Wayne County, because there's a lot of need and a lot of families that we support that can use these funds that we raise that day to support our programs.
That's great. Barrett, I appreciate you coming in again.
Thank
This
you.
is September 28th, and it's at Old Waynesboro Park, which is on Highway 117 South Bypass. If you don't know where that is, if you're new to the area, it's Highway 117 Bypass. It's across from the National Guard Armory on 117.
Right.
They're near the railroad tracks. You can't miss it. It is a beautiful place to visit.
It is. It's beautiful.
It is gorgeous out there. And if you haven't been there before, you're certainly going to love it. So it's only $20 per entry, $20 donation to the Humane Society, Wayne County Humane Society, and you can walk the trail with your dog, your friend.
Yes.
And if you just want to go and not walk the trail, can they take their dog if they?
Sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Bring your dog on
we want a lot of dogs to come out.
We want a lot of dogs, please. But
and there will be the animals there for adoption as well.
That's right.
In the rabies clinic.
If you're looking for a new family friend, a new family member, you'll find it, I promise.
Yes.
At the Animal Adoption and Education Display set up September 28th at Old Waynesboro Park on Highway 117 bypass.
Yes.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wayne. Thanks for having me.
Okay, Barrett. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Wayne Goldsboro Television. My name is Kim Best, and in the studio with me today is Miss Cindy Stallard. She is the occupational health nurse for the city of Goldsboro. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Kim.
So today we're here to talk about preventing cardiovascular disease.
Right.
So you're going to give us tips on what we need to do and what we need to look for.
Well, the first thing is real important for us to know our numbers. And by knowing our numbers, we have to have a blood test. And the most accurate blood test is fasting. So that goes without food for about 8 hours.
So 8 hours before the blood test is done, you fast.
Right. You can have all the water you want to drink because it doesn't change your results and it keeps you hydrated. But by doing this test, we find out our fasting blood sugar, which lets us know if it's in the normal range. We also look at our total cholesterol, our LDL, and our LDL is our bad cholesterol. It breaks apart in our arteries as it floats through.
So
and
that's why people refer to it as bad.
Right, and I always tell them, think L for lousy.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a good little reminder.
It's a good way to remember.
Right, and so that one we want to keep down. We want to keep it down. So our healthy one is the HDL, and I think H for healthy.
Okay.
So another good little reminder. And our HDL we can raise by exercising, cardiovascular exercise. And so the higher you get your HDL up, the better you are. You can actually have a negative heart risk instead of a positive heart risk for disease. So
well, that is good to know. That's
yeah.
nice little tips to begin our interview here.
Right, right. And
so as we move forward with cardiovascular prevention or heart disease prevention, tell us some of the things that we need to stay away from or that we do need to encourage the audience to do.
All right. Now, one of the things we should watch is saturated fats. Saturated fats are animal-based, so like steaks, chicken, eggs, cheese, milk, dairy products. Those are all saturated fats. And our diet should only be 20 to 35% of that. And it's hard to measure as you go throughout your day, but just be smart about how you eat.
Try to be aware of what you're consuming.
Right, and you want to, like the way you, like if you're having a steak for dinner, you want to trim off all the fat, make it as lean as you can. Cook it on the grill.
That's good to know, yes.
Don't deep fry, you know. A good source of omega-3s are fish. If people don't tolerate fish very well, they can always get supplements to raise their, you know, to help with all that. So there are some controllable risk factors that we can work on. One is exercise.
True.
Exercising we can do. They used to say 2 or 3 times a week. They say most days now because we've become a sedentary nation. So we're doing that. You want to watch your diet. We talked a little bit about that. A diet high in fiber can help lower your cholesterol as well.
So give us some examples of good fiber.
Whole grain cereals, whole grain bread, vegetables, fruits, and we really don't eat enough of that stuff.
As a society, unfortunately, we just really do not in the masses anyway. And so that's why we're here today, to encourage everybody to just be aware of it.
Right.
Sometimes just we know it, but just putting it in our forefront and just making us aware one more time
Exactly.
can be helpful. Well, tell us what I have here, Miss Cindy.
All right, this is a model of a heart, and we've been talking to the employees about coronary artery disease. So all the hearts that feed the vessels that actually feed the heart muscle are called coronary vessels. So the red ones are the oxygen rich, and the blue ones are the oxygen poor. If somebody has elevated cholesterol, these vessels can narrow, and they can actually have a clot. So what happens then is a portion of the muscle of the heart is lacking oxygen, and that heart muscle can die. And that's called a heart attack.
Okay.
So it can be very detrimental if it's a large heart attack.
Absolutely.
It can affect the function of the heart and somebody's well-being.
Well, when people come in to see Cindy, she's able to use these various tools to give you a visual as to what is happening inside your body, which is extremely helpful because many of us are visual people.
Right.
So it's very helpful to see. And then you have death of an artery here with us. Explain what this is.
Now this starts when we're young. We don't have any development of atherosclerosis, which is a buildup of plaque in the arteries. And you can see the general slow progression as it goes across to where we nearly have hardly any room left there and completely occluded. And a completely occluded could lead to a heart attack or stroke.
Mm-hmm.
So
you see the various types there, and my goodness, how it changes over time.
it does.
And it's so affected by what we eat and take in our bodies.
Right, it sure is.
Okay.
So some of the other things that we can control is our weight. We want to work on our weight. The more weight we have on us, the harder our heart has to work. And we don't want our heart to have to work too hard. Smoking, if somebody smokes, they can try to cut back, maybe quit completely. That would be ideal. Diabetes, and you think, maybe I can't control diabetes. Well, you can't control it if you have it, but you can maybe control the disease itself. Don't let it control you. Keep your blood sugars in normal range, and that makes a big difference. High blood pressure, you want to reduce your sodium intake, exercise, monitor everything you can about it, and that will make your heart work less harder as well.
I feel like you're talking to me. I mean, I know you're talking to me, but I feel like you're really talking to me. I really need to pay attention to what you're saying, and I know there's many of us out there that really do, because we don't sometimes watch our salt intake.
Right.
And we don't ask enough questions when we eat out in restaurants because we don't have control of that. You know, so sodium high foods can be a problem.
Right. We were out to dinner last night, just to give you an example, and I had a salad. I'm thinking it's healthy, and it arrives with bacon on it, and I was like, wow.
Exactly, and that's just things that, if it does, there are things that we can take off, you can remove. To really, if you're health conscious, if you're really trying to eat healthier, we do have to really pay attention to what's happening.
We do.
Now tell me, what is this that I have here in front of me?
This represents an artery, and the yellow is the plaque in a vessel, and the little red things are representing cells. And sometimes as we have more plaque in our blood, in our vessels, the little red cells cannot get through, and that can represent a heart attack or a stroke. So it's a pretty good visual.
You see how hard it is for the blood to move back and forth.
Right, and I have a lot of employees that like to shake it till everything is on where it's supposed to go.
Everything's in the right place, huh?
Right.
Unfortunately, our bodies don't work exactly that way.
That's true. That's true.
Perfect. I like all your visuals there, Cindy.
We had a grant in May, and so I got some good tools, and I'm really excited about them.
Well, like I said, with many of us being visual people, it really does sometimes give us a better understanding when we can see what is happening inside our bodies.
Right. And so one of the things we want to do is, they call it TLC, which I think of tender loving care.
Exactly.
But those are therapeutic lifestyle changes.
Okay, so
and
tell us what they
that
are.
would be exercise, you know, watching what you eat, just managing your health overall. So TLC for your body.
TLC for your body.
That's
so
right.
Take care of your heart. Get your numbers checked. If you have not done so, watch your saturated fats.
There you go.
Make sure you're exercising, you're watching what your intake is of sodium, and the list goes on. And let's try to keep our county and our community full of healthy hearts. Thank you for coming in the studio and making us one more time aware of how we need to live a healthy life.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And this is what's happening in your community.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. I'm Donald Sutton again, and this is Casey Scarborough. And you know, July 12th is a great day for me this year. One, because I turned 17 years old. And two, it's actually great for you. Tell them why it's great for you.
Okay, let's talk about movies for a minute. You know, you all love to go out and sit in movies. You can do that whether it's rain or shine outside. Saw this great movie a while back. It's called Pacific Rim. I'm going to tell you, it was amazing. I love action movies and stuff, but it was one of those like present day Godzilla movies. But it was amazing.
It was set in 2020, wasn't it?
Yes, it moved up slowly. It was like, it would have started in 2013 where these like big monsters, I think they were called kaijus, come up and start taking over the world, and it's like an apocalyptic atmosphere. But it was awesome. It was basically about humanity just fighting back and never giving up, and it started in 2013 and it went all the way, I think the longest was 2025 is when it took place. But it was so action-packed. It was amazing. I loved every minute of it. There wasn't a dry moment of it. And it had comedy in all the right places, right as you'd be on the edge of your seats. You know, it would give you a little funny comedic bit that would make you sit back and relax and remember this is a movie and you're not really dying. So.
It had Charlie Day in it. Now, he's a really funny actor. He was in a movie called Horrible Bosses, which I loved, that had Kevin Spacey. He was one of the horrible bosses. It had Jennifer Aniston. That was her first kind of evil role, and I thought that she did hilarious in that. I'm just would like to say. I haven't got a chance to do it yet, and I'm probably just going to buy it on DVD or hope it comes out on Netflix or something. But I really want to see her in the Jason Sudeikis movie, We Are the Millers or Meet the Millers or something along those lines. I really think that's going to be funny. I have not had a chance to see it yet, and I really want to. But do you have any other favorite movies?
You know, there are always the childhood movies like Finding Nemo. Speaking of which, I've heard that within the next couple of years there's a new movie coming out. I think it's Finding Dory.
Finding Dory.
Took them long enough, right? No. But it's still coming out. I can't wait to see it. Just a while back, I think they had Monsters University come out. That was the sequel to Monsters, Inc. So they're getting all these good sequels out to the movies that are good for, you know, you'd think they're just good for kids, but it's something that I started watching as a child, and I went back and seen it, and I'm 18 now, so I still love it.
You know, it kills me, though. You love the Monsters, Inc., and you love that, but we went to go see Toy Story 3 a few years back, and she gets this from my friends and her friends. You didn't like Toy Story that much, did you?
I don't like Toy Story. I didn't grow up with it. I didn't watch it, so I know everyone's probably throwing stuff at the TV at home. That's okay.
Yeah,
that's
they're
what
probably
my
throwing the
friends did.
snakes in their boots.
That's what my friends did to me whenever I told them, but I'm just not a big Toy Story fan.
Well, you know, everyone has their opinions, and that's just yours. You didn't see the first two.
Exactly.
They didn't really connect with you. Tell you what, a movie that I can think of from my childhood that I really loved, and I would still watch this day, two of them. One, Lilo and Stitch. Two, the original Pokemon movie. Now, don't get me wrong. That is a great movie. It's got tearful sorrow. It's got amazing love between a man and his pet or Pokemon. And it's got just amazing action. You know, have you ever seen an animal shoot thunderbolts out of its cheeks? Huh. Amazing.
You know, I think one of the reasons why I probably liked Pacific Rim so much was because what humanity developed to fight back the monsters was basically, honestly, they looked like really big transformers that humans operated instead. I'm really excited because Transformers is one of my favorite movie series, and I actually just heard that they're also coming out with a Transformers 4 within the next couple years, too.
But it's not with Shia LaBeouf, is it?
You know, I actually don't know. I haven't done that much research in it, but hey, Transformers is Transformers. As long as Optimus Prime's in there, I'm good.
Oh, well, you know, that's all you. I never got into Transformers. I tried watching it one time, and it looked funny, it looked good. I couldn't do it. I couldn't watch an 18-wheeler talk. I know. Poor me, right?
It was great. I really loved it. You know, there's just great movies out there, whether they came out years ago or whether they're coming out years in the future. You know, movies just keep getting better and better, I think.
They do. And there's just that awesome gap between different genres, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really happy that we have that. But I tell you what, guys, we'll see you another time. I've been Donald Sutton.
I've been Casey Scarborough.
And I hope you have a great day.